What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are now officially done with the 50 crime stories from 50 states. So now I'm just going to cover stories that I find interesting and that I think need more coverage. Now this one I came across a few days ago, but unfortunately I was still doing my 50 crime stories from 50 states, so I wasn't able to cover it, and now there has been more information let out about this case. So I'm kind of glad in a way that I waited. I just literally before filming this video, I googled it and there was a new story 36 minutes ago. So I like that it's getting more coverage, and I think it's really interesting, and I think that you guys will, I hate to say enjoy it, but I think you'll find it also interesting to hear about. So, a teacher at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport, Virginia was shot by a 6-year-old student around 2 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. After getting shot, Abby Zwerner, I believe is how you say her last name, 25 years old, screamed at the other children to run away. The 6-year-old used a handgun that was legally purchased by his mom. A mother of a student in that class says that her son ran to another classroom where her son and his classmates stayed in lockdown, and another student said that there was an announcement over the intercom that they were in an active lockdown, and they said that it was very scary, and it was the first time that they had ever actually been in an active lockdown that was not just a practice. Police still are unsure as to what led up to the student opening fire. Another parent who has a student in Abby's first grade class said that prior to the shooting, Abby had just finished reading a story and was about to start an art lesson when the student pulled out a handgun. The same parent said that she was going to confiscate it, and that's when he shot. Thankfully, no students were injured, and it's very unclear as to what led to the altercation. After Abby was shot, a grandparent who was inside the school said she offered to help her. LaWanda Sample Rusk, the grandparent who helped Abby, stated Abby, said, I'm shot, call 911. We only thought it was somewhere on her hand, maybe, but after looking further, she passed out on the floor, and then after looking even further, it was another gunshot wound. Myself and the receptionist stayed pretty much mostly to her side because we know that the administrators had to do what they needed to do to make sure all of the children were safe, LaWanda said. I didn't do CPR, but I did help put pressure on her wounds. In this case, I don't know that CPR would have been the correct thing to do. I'm not a medical professional, so of course do not take what I say as fact, but I'm not really totally sure about that one. Comment down below if you should administer CPR after a gunshot wound, after they pass out. Another parent told a local media outlet that he had previously spoken with school staff members about safety concerns prior to the shooting, according to Fox News. It could have been prevented if we would have had something in place for security, Rich Neck parent Mark Anthony Garcia Sr. told WAVY-TV. They have cameras out here, but number one, there were no metal detectors to go through the school. Not only were there no metal detectors, there wasn't a big security guards there. They have some there, but it's not enough to make sure these kids are actually safe. Abby was described as a hardworking educator who is devoted to her students and enthusiastic about the profession that runs in her family. This is so crazy to me because I have a friend who's 21 and she is going to school right now to be a teacher, and it's this is the kind of stuff she's gonna have to deal with, and that just really scares me. She's 21, Abby was 25, or is 25, she didn't pass away, but it's just crazy to think about that this is the kind of stuff that teachers need to be concerned about now, even with 6-year-olds possibly. The custodians and other teachers spoke about how she's a good teammate, she's a team player, she loves her children, she's just an all-around good teacher, says John Eli III, a former member of the Newport News School Board who was recently elected to the Newport News City Council. Virginia law doesn't allow 6-year-olds to be tried as adults, which makes sense because they are literally 6. A juvenile judge would have the authority, though, to revoke a parent's custody and place a child under the purview of the Department of Social Services, according to Fox. Now, I don't know if this would be a good idea or not. There's just not enough information out yet for me to have an opinion on that. However, if your child was able to just take a gun from your home and take it to school, I don't know. I mean, it is possible, but I really think it's more negligent on the parents' part in this case than the kids. So, yeah, maybe that would be the right answer, I guess. Andrew Block, an associate professor at the University of Virginia School of Law, said it is unlikely the shooter could be prosecuted even though there is no minimum age for being charged with a crime in Virginia. As a practical matter, it would be next to impossible to prosecute a 6-year-old, no matter how serious, Block, the former director of the Virginia Department of Juvenile Justice, told the Washington Post. He cited the infancy defense, in which people under age 7 do not have the ability or mental state to form the intent to commit a crime. That's very understandable. Abby's in stable condition in the hospital, thankfully, so it sounds like she's going to be able to make a full recovery. I do agree, it's like, this kid is 6 years old. I don't know. I mean, this is so confusing because it's like, obviously something needs to happen, but how do you punish a 6-year-old? Like I said, this is more of an issue with the parent, I think, than the kid. It's a 6-year-old. How are they supposed to know that what they're doing is going to cause the things or draw the consequences from their action that it did? Like, I don't know. This was crazy. But I'm very interested in seeing what you guys think. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know, how do you think that, like, this should be moved forward? Seriously, if you have any ideas, comment, because I'm very unsure about how I see it going forward. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys for watching my videos, and if you are coming back tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow with another True Crime Courier video. Bye, guys.